Nothing says, "Welcome to the holidays," like a mincemeat pie. For the past 1,000 years, this traditional pie has evolved into a spiced fruit decadence like none other. Wonderful mix of fruit, spices, and sugar fills my kitchen with the smell of Christmas every year. And while my grandparents enjoyed a traditional two-crust mincemeat pie, I prefer to bake mine into tarts or make it into a mincemeat cookie that my mother-in-law has fond memories of her mother making. How do we do that? Let's get started. First, you want to start with 6 apples chopped into bite-sized pieces. Go ahead and add to that the juice of 4 oranges and the orange zest from those oranges as well. Go ahead and give that a stir just to keep the apples coated so they don't brown. Okay. To this, add 6 ounces of raisins, 8 ounces of golden raisins, 4 ounces of currants, 6 ounces of dried cranberries, 6 ounces of dried apricots chopped up into bite-sized pieces, 4 ounces of almonds. Give it another stir. You want to mix all of this up together. Now add in 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar. Then add 2 teaspoons of allspice, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. Give it another stir. Definitely want to get all of this mixed in. Spread that sugar around. Spread the spice around. Once you have that thoroughly mixed, add a 1/2 cup of palm oil shortening. There we go. This step is a bit tricky as you now have to take and combine the shortening and kind of coat the fruits with the shortening. So you'll want to keep mixing that. It's not going to be a perfect coating, but you want to spread it out. You don't want it to sit in a clump. You want to get as much of that coated over the fruit as possible. It'll take a few minutes to get this done. Now that you've got all of the fruit coated, you actually want to let this marinate overnight, at least 12 hours, but you can go a full 16 if you are making it in the first thing in the morning, and then you actually want to roast it tomorrow morning. So give it a good 12 cover and put in the refrigerator for 12 hours. Good morning. Our mincemeat's been marinating for about 12 hours now, and it's ready to go in the oven. First, we're going to give it a good stir, and then we're going to roast this for 3 to 6 hours at 225 degrees. You can pop it in at convection at 200. So we're going to recoat everything in the orange juice, and then here we go. Now we roast this for 3 to 6 hours at 225 degrees, 200 convection. And now the moment of truth. The mincemeat is out of the oven. It's done roasting. As you can see here, there is quite a bit of brown on the apples. They're definitely baked. They taste great. The raisins have plumped up, and you can just give it one more stir. Make sure we recoat with all of the palm oil shortening that has been melted in the oven. So we want to make sure we get a good coat across all the fruit. There we go. And now it's ready to can or use right away in a pie. So now that you have your mincemeat already ready in a jar, go ahead and either bake it into a large pie. You can use it for cookies, or I like to make mine into little tiny mincemeat pies, little tarts. So I've got some dough prepared in the tart pan, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply just enough filling. You don't want them overflowing in the oven, but you also don't want them underflowing, if you know what I mean. But make sure you've got enough in there, and just fill those up. Just like so. So on a whim, I entered this in the Texas State Fair in 2019. I won the blue ribbon. This is amazing. Now my uncle likes to take my mincemeat pie filling and uses empanada press, and he makes little sugar cookie empanadas out of it. They're delicious. So I'm really glad I can share this recipe with you. It also happens to be a Texas State Fair winning recipe, and I'm really proud of it. I hope you enjoy. Oh, God. I'm gonna eat this whole plate. I know it.